Well, throughout the years, the Big John statue in Carmi, Illinois has become something people have to stop and see when they travel through the city. But as these larger-than-life figures become even more rare, one tri-state business owner is keeping his promise to protect the rare fiberglass giant. It's the subject of this edition of Tri-State Treasures.
Visitors to Carmi, Illinois might do a double take when driving by a gleeful giant standing along Illinois Route 1. Big John, as he's known, greets customers at the Little Giant Grocery. The fiberglass and steel statue is one of many mass-produced giants from the golden age of roadside architecture in the 1960s. Owner Ron Kingery says Big John's career began as a marketing campaign by former Big John grocery owners Bob Martin and Frank Bailey.
I guess it was the late 60s they started Big John, correct? They started Big John, and Bob and Frank decided they wanted a statue in front of every store.
The order would be made for a total of at least 15 statues featuring a grinning John hoisting bags of groceries on his shoulders. Kingery says he would eventually save one of the statues after the chain was sold in the early 2000s.
They had all these statues that they took down, had them stored over in a warehouse just on the other side of town, and it came a tornado one night, and the building collapsed on all the statues.
But the storm spared Kingery's Big John as he had taken it out of the facility a year prior. Big John would eventually be refurbished and resurrected, this time with an apron featuring the names of each of Kingery's grandchildren. Kingery says the famous Big John faces have another responsibility to the region.
It gets a lot of attention. They're on the National Register for a scavenger hunt. And for years I was seeing people come out here. I didn't know it. I said people going down here looking all over the statue, and a lot of people want their picture taken with it.
Kingery says that each week a new set of people passing by will stop, snap a shot, and scratch another item off their list. But Big John's not alone. He has family members too, with other long-forgotten fiberglass figures scattered around the Midwest, the closest of which in El Dorado. Kingery adds that one man looking for a bargain beyond the aisles of Little Giant Grocery wasn't able to pluck Big John from his perch.
He offered me $8,000 for it, and I told him that I just couldn't. He said, "Is there a price you would take for it?" And I said, "Not really." I said, "I can't do that."
And despite Big John's priceless status or the sometimes unpredictable weather outside, it's always sun's out, guns out for this tall tri-state treasure. Tommy Mason, 44 News.